Hey everybody, welcome back to DIY Boomboxes in Texas. My name is Phil, your host, and I just want to do a real quick video and give you some painting tips that I've come up with. And of course Duke's going to be joining us in just a minute, you know how that goes. Well anyway, painting your project is a great way to add style and color to your boombox project if you just don't want a regular green one or a black one. And you guys have seen the ones that I've painted and they come out really, really nice. And it's a great way to customize it, especially if you want to do a sports team or something like that. Good morning, Duke. There's Duke. It's 8:30 on a Saturday morning, and he's going to join us. Hey, Duke, you're going to have to lay down so I can show you what's going on. Okay, lay down. No, lay down. Try to teach you cat how to do something. Okay, Duke, you're gonna have to lay down. Lay down. Duke. Lay down. Yeah, like that did any good. Okay, lay down. No, don't put your butt up. Just lay down. So anyway, I'm going to give y'all a few tricks and tips that I've learned to get you a really good paint job. And I'll show you a couple paint jobs I'm doing right now. This is one right here. This red and blue one I did. This is going to be a Texas Rangers baseball team. And it's going to have silver speakers. And I'm going to do the handle in white and have the Texas Rangers logos. Now, dude, come on. You're going to have to move. You got to go somewhere. And another one I just did. It's a little dusty. I did it a couple of days ago. This is going to be another Houston Astros box. You saw me do one before. And this one's for one of my clients. And again, colors look really, really good. And you can achieve a paint job like this, but let me give you a few tips that will help you get that. Now, the biggest thing, like I said before, is preparing the surface. And here comes Duke again. Alright, Duke, come on. And I'll give you a quick example, especially when you're painting plastic. Duke, you're going to have to lay down. I know everybody loves seeing you. He's the YouTube star of this channel. Okay, we don't need your scent on everything. Alright, come on. You're going to have to lay down. Oh, you're the comic relief, aren't you? Okay, lay down. Anyway, main thing is, like, let's say that you want to paint your speaker grills right here. That's a really great project to start with. The factory puts a UV coating on the plastic to keep the plastic from breaking down, and paint will not stick to this coating. Paint does not like plastic, and if you just were to paint over this like it is, your paint would just peel right off when it dried, and you would not be happy. So what you have to do is, you want to hit the surface with a Scotch-Brite pad, and if you can see how dull that's getting. Come on, Duke. You can see how dull that's starting to get. We're taking that coating off right there, and that's what you want to do. And when you have a speaker grill that's elaborate like this, you really got to get in all the cracks and crevices. Don't forget the edges too. And you can see how that getting kind of dull compared to how shiny that is. You're taking that UV coating off. And that's going to get you a good finish. Now, once you get done with that, you know, if you're at the hardware store getting your Scotch-Brite pads, go ahead and get you a little $2 paintbrush, about a 2-inch brush, and go ahead and get all that dust and stuff off of there. And you can also use it to clean your projects off. It really works really, really well with the dust off. And if you cut in the boxes, all the metal shavings. Now, once you have it like this, what I suggest you do is go ahead and take the screws that you're going to use to mount your project and mount these to a piece of cardboard with the screws. And this way, your screws will get painted along with your speaker grills. And that way, everything's going to match. I mean, you don't have a beautifully painted speaker grill and these black screws just sticking out. It just wouldn't look right. Now, once you do that, if your speaker grill's screwed down, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get you some adhesive promoter. Now, I bought this at O'Reilly's Auto Parts. I know they're all over the country. Now, some of you may not have an O'Reilly's Auto Parts near you. If you don't, you can order this on Amazon. I don't remember what it cost at Amazon. This can was about $8. And this is basically, it's clear primer, but it's got an adhesion in it. And basically what it has in it is, hello dude, it's alcohol based. And when the alcohol dries, evaporates, it leaves a little sticky layer behind it. That's what your paint sticks to. It's like glue between the plastic and the paint, and allows your paint to stick really well. But there's certain ways you have to do it. Duke, you're going to have to lay down. There you go. Now, the trick with using the adhesion promoter is you put on a decent coat, not too heavy, just a couple light coats. Once you do that, it has to sit for 10 minutes because the alcohol has to evaporate and it has to leave that sticky layer behind. Now, if you have your cell phone with you, you can go ahead. I'm sure all cell phones have a timer, and you can set the timer on that. But let me show you what I found. It works absolutely fantastic. This is a timer. This is a chef's timer, and it's got a lanyard you can wear it around your neck. And this one is actually perfect. And I just go ahead and set it for 10 minutes, start it, and maybe work on another project or another part of the project. And when the timer goes off, I know it's time to go paint the parts. And here's another reason why this timer comes in so handy is when you put your first coat of paint on, what you're going to do is you want to do a real light coat. I mean, barely covered coat for your first coat. Once you do that, you need to let it sit for 1 minute, or just maybe a little longer, but at least 1 minute. So I go ahead and set my timer for 1 minute, and I go ahead and just have some headphones on, listen to some music or something, and wait the 1 minute. When the beeper goes off, the cool thing about this timer is when you stop it, it goes ahead and resets back to the 1 minute that you have it set for. After 1 minute, go ahead and put one more light coat on. Again, very, very light coat. Hit your timer, go ahead and wait another minute. When the timer goes off again, now you're going to put a third very, very light coat on, and that's going to give you complete coverage. And then you're done. Once you're done painting, you're going to want to go ahead and take your part. Now what I do with my parts is I set them on a piece of cardboard, and I go set them in a room where nobody's going to be. Maybe a closet, or I have a spare bathroom that nobody uses, or a bedroom up away from people like Duke, where they're not going to get into it. But you want to let that part sit for at least a day and a half. Now it depends on the paint that you use. It depends on how long you're going to let it dry. And that's why I want to give you an example of that real quick before I go. These are two different paints here. This is Rust-Oleum, which they sell at Home Depot and also at Lowe's, and I'm sure a few other places. It's a good paint, but it has a very long dry time. If you use Rust-Oleum on your project, you're going to have to let it dry for at least 48 to 50 hours, maybe even 60 hours, to be completely dry to the touch. Now, Krylon is what I've learned to use, and what I like about Krylon is it dries in 24 hours. And, I mean, dries to the touch, completely dry. Where Rust-Oleum, I don't know what it is, I don't know if it's got more liquid in it, or what have you, but it takes, again, 48 to 60 hours to dry, where Krylon dries in 24 hours. Now, Krylon is sold at Walmart. Now, I'm not endorsing Walmart, I'm just telling you where you can get it. You can get it online. And Krylon works really, really good. This is the paint that I actually prefer to use. But I've got about 20 cans of Rust-Oleum. But again, you learn things as you go along. And you learn what works and what doesn't work. And it's a learning process. And that's why I'm doing this video for you guys. I don't want y'all to make the same mistakes that I made. And I want you to be able to get some incredible, again, paint jobs on your project, like this one, right here. And it looks really, really good. This one I'm going to wire up today. I'm going to put the paracord on the handle, of course, and you guys have seen me do that. If you don't know how, I have a video showing you how to do that. And of course, this one I'm going to have done the next hour. It's ready to go. All I have to do is wire it up. It's got a little bit of dust on it. Like I said, it's been sitting for a couple of days. I painted it a few days ago. and I just haven't had time to work on it. But you guys can see these two-tone paint jobs look really good. Now let me show you the speakers I was telling you about. Like I said, once you paint the surface, and let me tell you another little trick real quick. Now, I lucked out because when I got this box, it was gray. And if you want your colors to match, like let's say you're painting the speakers the same color as the lid, you're going to want to spray paint your speaker grills with gray primer first. Now, a lot of paint has primer built into it. You don't have to do that, but if you want the color to be consistent, I painted these gray on another project for the Astros box because I wanted to match the lid. And this way the color will be exactly the same. Now, if you want to do a different color, that's fine. You don't have to do that. I did something different here for the Rangers box. Because they were the silver pants, I went ahead and, you see how I'm in under the cardboard, I went ahead and painted these silver, metallic silver, that I wanted to have them on there. And I think they look really, really good. You see how I painted the screws and everything. So anyway, that's about it. But like I said, if you're going to go ahead, like for instance, right now I have a cream colored box, and I want the speaker grills and the lid to match. I'm actually going to primer the lid gray and the speaker grills gray. These are actually the speaker grills I'm going to use. And this way when I go to paint them the same color, which I'm going to paint these orange, the box will be purple if I'm doing the Clemson Tigers from South Carolina. That's going to be a really close match. Because if you don't do that, the undercoating, especially on a bright color like orange or white, will affect how it looks. Maybe not on darker colors, but I just want to be sure the color is exact. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope these painting tips helped you out. I'm going to have more projects coming up this weekend. Hope to have this one done this weekend, the Rangers box, and I'll show you a video of that. I got Clemson Tigers coming up, Houston Texans I'm working on. So I've got a lot of projects I'm doing right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helped you. Please leave me a comment below that you know if this video was helpful. And I'd love to see some of your guys' projects. I've seen some great projects on my Facebook page. I Love All Things Radio is my Facebook page. And we'd love for you to join us. And I would love to see your projects, guys. I mean, I love to see what people have told me they've inspired me. I've inspired them to build, and I love seeing these awesome projects you guys are doing. Y'all do some fantastic work. So, thank you so much for joining me today. And I don't know where Duke went. I guess he left the building. Well, at least we got to visit with Duke for a little bit. So, y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.